Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. It's time to take a look and unbox a new gaming laptop. This is the XPG Xenia 15, and if you haven't heard of XPG, they make a lot of components for PCs. They're owned by AData, so you'll see things like RAM, SSDs, all of that stuff. And this has 32 gigs of RAM on the inside, along with a dedicated GPU, with an i7 processor, and more. So I want to go ahead and take a look at what XPG has to offer in the gaming laptop space. We're going to go ahead and open it up real quick, see what comes in the box, even do some gaming as well. Let's get started. Very quickly, before we get started, speaking of PC components, I have the new 10th gen i9 and i5 processors from Intel right here, so expect a brand new PC build coming very soon. Be sure to subscribe so you're notified when that goes live. So inside we have our laptop, quick start guide, and some XPG stickers. Also a little bag inside that comes with some other stickers. Interestingly enough, our Intel, our NVIDIA sticker, and our Sound Blaster Cinema stickers are all in here. So kind of cool they separated them and you can put them on at your own leisure. I'm assuming there aren't stickers on the laptop. And finally, we just have our power cable, and if I'm being honest, this power brick is fairly hefty, so it does have a good amount of size to power this laptop. That is everything that comes in the box. Let's check out the laptop. Right away, I'm noticing the XPG logo's pretty small on the left side as opposed to there being a big logo on the center. Let's go ahead and take off some of this plastic. To be completely honest, fairly basic, sleek looking laptop with a matte black finish up at the top where it is a little bit reflective where that XPG logo is. Taking a look at the left side, some ventilation, USB type A slot, microphone, headphone jack, and on the right side, an SD card slot and 2 more USB A slots. Don't worry, there is more. There's ventilation on the back, but you also do have a USB type C Thunderbolt port, HDMI slot, Ethernet port, and our charging slot, all in the back of the laptop. As always in my laptop videos, let's do the one-handed opening test. No problem whatsoever, as expected, with a little more weight down towards the bottom. It does have a cover on the keyboard and some more plastic. We are all ready to go. Let's boot the Xenia 15 up for the first time. I might have to actually plug this in, give it a little bit of charge. We will have to see. A couple other internal specs worth mentioning. This has a 1TB SSD along with the option of an RTX 2070 graphics card or a GTX 1660 Ti graphics card. The model I have in front of me has the 1660 Ti. It is booted up. I'm gonna quickly run through the startup process, only talk about anything noteworthy. I also did notice on the front of the laptop, there's an RGB strip, so you can customize the lighting on the front, kinda neat. There is Windows Hello integration. There is no fingerprint scanner, but you can set up the face unlock. Pretty easy setup process. Just go ahead and look at the webcam up towards the top. We're all set up with the XPG Xenia 15. In these specs, like I mentioned, 32 gigs of RAM, an i7 9750H processor, and then in the NVIDIA control panel, you do have that 1660 Ti. In this model, again, you can upgrade it to the RTX 2070 if you'd like. The display on the XPG Xenia is a 15.6 1080p IPS display. It does have a matte coating to it, so there's no glare whatsoever, and then you have a 144 Hertz refresh rate, which is set on by default. I am going to download and install Call of Duty Warzone, so we will really push this to the limit in just a second. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and check out the XPG Prime software, which is in beta. However, it is used to control the keyboard lighting and some different things. You can even monitor your system. Within system monitoring, you can detect your fan speeds, your battery life, storage temperatures, network speeds, and different things. There's also power settings where you can go ahead and choose performance or standard out of your fan. And then, of course, if you want to, go ahead and save some battery life. Now, there is the LED light bar, which I mentioned earlier on at the front, that you can customize, and keyboard backlight settings. This is a per key basis. You can choose specific colors based on whatever key it is you want, or you can have different effects such as breathing, wave, rainbow. There's tons of different changes, and easy switch with the keyboard backlighting LED bar. And with your display, you can choose a gaming mode, video, reading, and you can completely customize it if you want to. Let's turn the keyboard backlighting on and check it out. You'll see it is a multicolored display. You can really customize it. If we do want to maybe switch it over to breathing and maybe a specific color, it will start breathing different colors. Let's try another one. How about wave? It will shift throughout the keyboard. And again, like I showed off, there's a ton of different modes. You can even have it sync with music. This is the Aurora setting. You can change the speed of the effects. If you want it to go a little bit faster, it will start going faster. There is even a reactive feature, which will react based on what key you type in. Now let's do a quick keyboard test, which is actually an optical mechanical keyboard. So it does have a bit of travel to it and some sound. So let's listen to it. As I wait for Warzone to take a million years to install because the file size is so large, just a couple more quick notes. It is around 4 pounds, so not crazy heavy at all in a gaming laptop whatsoever. Also worth noting that on the back, like I said, it is nice that it does have an Ethernet slot. However, it also does have Wi-Fi 6 enabled on the inside. So if you do have a Wi-Fi 6 router, you can take full advantage of that with this laptop. Jumping into a game of Warzone, I made sure to set the settings at about high. They were all at default, so I noticed that textures and everything were set to high. So I want to get a good idea at what type of frames you're going to be getting with this laptop. Again, this is the 1660 Ti model. Now I'm just going to cut through some different scenes from my first game of Warzone, and overall I was actually pretty impressed. The frames were actually higher than I thought it was going to get. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, you know, it's hovering around, 80, 90, depending on where you're actually going to be on the map. And of course, you can bump down some of the quality settings if you would like to bump those frames up to take more advantage of that 144 hertz display. Keep in mind, this is 1080p gameplay, which is what that display supports. And overall, I've been impressed. It was stable FPS, didn't see any FPS drops at all. The fans were going. They are fairly loud. So keep in mind that if you're going to be playing intensive games like these, the fans are going to have to turn on and they are going to make some noise. This is while plugged in. But overall, I'm impressed. Easily over 60 frames a second in Warzone, especially because you have a higher than 60 hertz display, so you want to take advantage of that. So the game looked really good. It felt very smooth. I'm overall impressed with gameplay of Warzone. I'm definitely going to have to jump into some different games as well to test out FPS, and I will go through settings and tweak them down a little bit to see if I can get even higher frames out of this game. After playing some games, listening to music, watching some videos, I did notice the speakers are at the bottom of this laptop, so that is kind of a bummer, especially because the sound will go directly into the desk that it is facing. There's a little bit of a gap thanks to some grips at the bottom of the laptop, but still doesn't sound nearly as good as some other laptops on the market. I kind of wish they at least had side speakers on this laptop. Something else I noticed is a quick swap button to change between battery modes, whether you want performance, balanced, or battery saver. That is right next to the power button, so make sure you don't mix those up. Overall, that's everything I want to talk about with the XPG Aeros laptop. Pretty impressed overall. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. Definitely more of a plain style laptop, nothing too flashy when it comes to a gaming laptop. Sometimes things get a little flashy, but you do have a couple bits of RGB lighting, but other than that, fairly plain in general with that matte black look. So drop a comment, let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe as well. A lot more content coming soon. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching.